Chapter 3. Erin Simpkins knew someone was standing over her, hovering. She sensed it. Her eyes were closed, but a physical presence blocked the sunlight from penetrating her eyelids. She peeked through two slits at a small figure. It was a girl, possibly 9, dressed in pajamas and high-top sneakers. The winter coat she wore was unzipped, and the plaits on her head were messy. The young girl gawked. She couldn't seem to take her eyes off of the beautiful woman who wore a magical gown. She stared at the feet of the stranger. Her eyes widened and grew rounder. The jeweled high-heeled shoes stole her breath. The woman looked like a princess. Had she just escaped from a Christmas ball? Could she be fleeing a prince? The little girl glanced over her shoulder and took in the sight of an incredible car parked on the lawn. Its doors were up in the air. The lights were on. She wanted to describe what she saw, but was challenged by a fourth-grade vocabulary. To her, the car looked like a giant metal gray bird with enormous wings. The little girl blinked in amazement. Then she returned her attention to the intruder. She watched Erin pull at a full-length fur coat. The November breeze was numbing. It bit through the morning air. The sight of the white mink smudged with dirt made the girl pause. The red lipstick made her lean closer and then gasp. Thoughts of Dalmatians leaped into her head, 101 to be exact. Fear filled her eyes as she made a mental comparison between the woman lying on the ground and an infamous female character from one of her favorite animated movies. The little girl scanned the yard for her own black and white dog. She let out a sigh of relief when she noticed it was still trapped behind the storm doors of her house. She turned to stare at Erin again. "You are evil," she declared without flinching. It wasn't an accusation. It was simply a statement which penetrated Erin's alcoholic haze. She did not have a hangover, but she was still a bit drunk. She clutched the empty vodka bottle. Her body felt hard, cold. Where was she? Erin looked around the backyard of a semi-detached row house. The ground displayed patches of barren land. It showcased dry, brittle grass. The protruding roots of an ugly aged tree supported her face like a scratchy pillow. The leafless giant took up too much space in a yard overcrowded by metal swings, monkey bars, and a towering sliding board. She glanced above her head at a dangling rope ladder. Was she under a treehouse? Erin looked toward the girl for answers while she acknowledged the young girl's words. "I am not evil, but I am definitely lost. Where am I?" "In my backyard," stated the girl. "And where is your backyard?" "Behind my house." Erin squinted at the girl. Her voice was sweet, innocent, but her words were useless. They told nothing. "Where do you live? In which part of the city?" "The South." "South Philadelphia? Where? What's your address?" "I cannot tell you that. I should not talk to strangers." "But you're talking to me." "That's because you look hurt. Your head is bleeding." "It is?" Erin lifted her hand and felt what she assumed was dry, flaky blood. She examined the dark, thin tissue between two fingers and smudged it together into dust. "I see you are right. It's a result of my own stupidity." "What made you crash?" "A man," she stated honestly, "and too much of that," Erin said, motioning her head in the direction of the glass bottle she was still holding. "Did you hit a man with your car? Is he under it?" The little girl's face grew gray. She spun around and looked at the car. She took 2 steps towards the direction of the car and then changed her mind. She instead began to run towards the back door of her house. Erin's words halted her. "I did not hit a man." She hoped her statement was completely true. She prayed silently that she hadn't harmed anyone. "At the speed she was driving last night And with the amount of alcohol she had consumed before, during, and after the holiday winter's ball, she wasn't sure what she'd done. But at this point, she thought it would be better to assume the best. I am talking about my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, she said, realizing for the first time that he was gone. Her voice was loud. The birds above her head were loud. The barking dog was loud. Only the little girl's voice was soft and soothing. I did not run him down, Erin explained quickly. She realized that the little girl had a quick mind. She liked that. We had a fight. We broke up. I'm just a little sad, that's all. Oh, said the little girl, and then she added, I am sad too. Erin stared at her. She hadn't expected to hear those words. Why? My mother died last year, she stated. From what? The doctoring side of Erin immediately kicked in. She had to force herself to remain quiet and listen. A disease? It killed her. Oh, I am truly sorry. It must be horrible to lose someone you love. It is, the girl stated, wandering back towards the tree. Do you want to talk about it? To you? Yes, I am a doctor. Maybe I can help. I am also a good listener, and my patients tell me everything, especially if they want to get better. I help them best when I know their complete problem. But you're hurt. Not physically, she said, attempting to smile. She was thankful that her head was not throbbing from the vodka. It's only a superficial wound, a tiny cut. Take a look. The little girl stepped closer and nodded her head. The bleeding had stopped, and it did not look so bad. Maybe you're not evil, the little girl said, gradually changing her mind. Why did you think that? Because of your coat? Is it made of puppies? Now it was Erin's turn to give the girl a startled look. No, it is not. I was hoping you'd say that. I love Dalmatians, she said. You love what? The 101 Dalmatians, the movie. I thought you were the lady in it. She wore a disgusting coat. Erin understood the girl's fears and laughed loudly. It felt good. She hadn't done so in weeks, not since Marari left. Erin thought of explaining how the coat was made, but decided that wasn't such a good idea. Why traumatize her new little friend with details? There would be plenty of time for her to discover the truth. The debate over animal rights could wait.